yégede adimro ma change wàá gbó wàá tọ́ wàá rọ̀ wọ́n pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ ọkàn abalẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ àdúrà yóò jí lọ́dọ̀ yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fẹ́ dọ̀wọ́ yóò wẹ́ arí o èyí máa fọ̀rọ̀ èyí ìjàbọ̀ rẹ o ọmọ náà ní sáfù o ìyàmọ̀ ní bíràwọ̀ o ìdúró ní bíràwọ̀ o àgbéga yóò èbèrè ń wọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò mọ ìyá ka tiẹ̀lẹ̀ o ọ̀ní rẹ̀ gbé ṣubú o ọkàn abalẹ̀ wàá rọ̀ wọ́n pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ èlú gẹ́gẹ́ ní iṣẹ́ wàá rọ̀ wọ́n pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ ẹ̀ ní fún ọ̀ní rẹ̀ mú o ẹ̀dùn àkàtọ̀ lọ́lẹ̀ ká ẹ̀dùn àti ká.
ẹ̀bùn àdàrú pé ẹ̀bùn àdàrú dà wàá jẹ gbó wàá jẹ tọ́ wàá jẹ jọ̀wọ́ jẹ wàá fọ̀rọ̀ tá wàá jẹ jọba wàá jẹ mọ̀ tá.
ọ̀pọ̀ olúwa yóò dìrò ọmọ ìṣàdáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bí wọn àpò pàjà ó gbọ́mọ náà búkú ẹrun ọmọ jẹjẹ tán mẹ́mẹ́rún ọmọ ẹ̀yẹ mẹ́rin jẹ tẹlẹ́dẹ́wọ́ ọmọ amọ́nẹ yóò kó máa ráwọn ènìyàn yé ráwọn dá tí ọ̀dẹ́ ìbẹ́ náà dáhùn yóò kẹ̀ sí jẹun ọmọ alákẹ́kẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ mórí kèdó ikú bá mórí kèdó àgbòrò àwọn kékeré wa ẹ ọlọ́run bàbá o wàá rè ní ojú wa.
We are very, very glad to have honored our invitations and we really appreciate you. We saw the glamour and the culture of Owo, and honestly, I tell people that when we're talking about some part of Yoruba land that still hold their cultures and tradition higher still, Owo is actually leading. Because yesterday we all saw it. Everybody came out. The beauty, the culture, everything was so radiant. And sir, I pray to God, the agbára tí ẹ fi ṣe tó ṣe ń tó ń dùṣe fún yín fún àwọn òkèèrè. Michelle Obami. I really want to learn how to speak Owo before leaving here. Okay, sir. Orishabumiyola Sega is my name. We come from OECS Online Radio and TV. Okay, the full meaning of that acronym is Ondo Eki Chat Show. But we are a media house trying to cut across all the south and the gbogbo ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ oòjíire là ń gbìyànjú láti ṣe àfihàn àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀ṣe, and that's why we are here to cover the Igogo Festival and of course have an interaction with you. So sir, with your permission, I would like to go on with the interview section.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, the very first question I would like to ask from Kabiesi is that I would like the Kabiesi to tell us what his relationship with his people has been. We all saw it yesterday, but want to hear from the horse's mouth. What has the relationship been with the Owo people? The chiefs, the indigenous now.
What? I saw it today. Everything manifested. Cordial. You know, right from the time that I was elected to become 32nd Olowofo in August 2019, the present time, has been a time of good relationship, a time of general acceptance by the people, a period of unprecedented relationship between the king and the generality of our people. If you can recall that this kingdom has always been a very notable kingdom where succession has always been very competitive, highly competitive. At times, most times, let me put it that way, it's always, we experience violence because it's a known fact that the kingdom, the monarch itself is very powerful, and that whoever that comes to the throne is always influential always held in high esteem. The stool is so strong that virtually all princes desire to mount the throne. So that was why it's always been highly competitive. The period since the vacancy was announced to the time of my
installation
selection, the competition was highly competitive amongst the princes. I think we were about 15 that came out to desire the throne.
So that desire the throne. So eventually, I
happened to be the one that was selected, and my selection was unprecedented for the fact that those who were saddled with the selection process at the primary level, which are the people known as Omolowos, 15 of them voted, and I was able to garner 14 out of the 15.
Wow.
The only one that didn't really vote for me had a very strong reason. Not that he didn't really desire me, but he considered a relationship that spanned over the years. So eventually when I was selected, he had to join the other group. So the major remarkable difference between during my selection was that it was devoid of violence. No violence single was ever experienced. So you then, even before the selection, it was in the air, in the kingdom as a whole, that the generality of people were clamoring for me. Not only those who were saddled with the selection, but the generality of people of this kingdom.
It's like they have installed you in their heart even before
yes,
you
they wanted me. They wanted me amongst the Lord. So that was why I was eventually selected. So till the present time, after my selection, my enthronement, till the present time, the relationship has been so strong. It's been waxing stronger every day. The people are happy for the fact that I've never disappointed them, and they have not even disappointed me. Has been wonderful, 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 and we thank God for everything.
Thank you very much, sir. Like we all know, we are all here for a festival. So, KBSC, can you just give us a brief narration of? Well, we all know, fine, Igogo Festival is a festival that actually revolves around love. It comes from a story of love. But we just want to tell us briefly what actually brought about Igogo Festival, like the genesis now.
Well, Igogo Festival started almost 700 years ago, during the time of Oloworegede, the 13th Olowo. Then, while on the throne here, that's Oloworegede, a report was made to him that a beautiful woman suddenly appeared in the kingdom. Nobody knew where she came from. She just suddenly appeared. Very beautiful, a damsel. When the report was made to the king, he inquired that he wanted to see the woman. And when the woman was brought before him, and he saw the beauty. Never is a beauty that was unprecedented, so to say. So immediately the king was taken in. He suddenly fell in love with the woman and desired to marry her. He desired to marry her, but the woman refused. The king further entreated, but she refused, and the king now inquired the reason why she refused to marry him. Then the woman's name was called Oronshen. So the woman then told the king that she had taboos that must never be broken. And the king asked to know the taboo. And she said that a bunch of firewood carried on the head must never be thrown to the floor in her presence. That is one. Number two, that a bowl of water must never be splashed on the floor or the ground in our presence. And that the third taboo was that okra, you know, that usually being used for soup must never be pounded in our presence. You know, in the olden days people pound okra so that it could be well, yes, so that it could be soft and very nice while being cooked. So he now said nobody should pound okra in our presence. Those were the three taboos. The king now said, okay, no problem, that we will make sure that the taboos were kept. So the king eventually she agreed, and they both got married. So the relationship was going on, you know, so perfect. You could see the love in the air between the king and the woman and the queen. But though before then, the king had other oloris, other queens. So, but the relation between the king and Russian was so perfect, so good that it became known to the generality of the kingdom. And whenever you see the king, you see the queen, they are Queen of Russia. So the relation was going. At the time, the king, you know, the king was a warrior. The king was a warrior, and that the woman required that the room should be provided for her, where she can defecate. So the room was provided for her in the palace there, for her to be used in defecate. So at the time she went to the room, and eventually when she came out, she asked the king to go inside the room to go and see. So when the king entered the room, the king found a lot of beads, these traditional beads. So she said she wanted to bless the king with the beads. Mind you, I said the source of that woman was never known. She was a spirit being. But later discovered that she was a spirit being who came in the form of man to bless the king. So whenever she goes she went inside the room, she always dedicates beads to bless. That's why you see in this kingdom we are so blessed with the coral beads, which the king is very notable for. At times we use it very well. Yeah, you can see the chiefs using it as well. So it was a blessing from Queen Onosha. Aside from that, she was always helping the king in his warfare, you know, spiritually, to win wars, because this kingdom was known for warfare, because over the years the Olowo was able to conquer territories, conquer a lot of territories. So she was always with the king during warfare, so that the king could be so successful. So, but at the time the king went on hunting expedition and left the queen in the palace there. But before the king could return, the other wives they had been jealous, you know,
because of the special attention.
Yes, special attention given to her, and you know, polygamy. So they became jealous of her because of the special relationship between the king and Queen of Russia. So when the king was not around on hunting expedition, the other queens conspired together and they broke the taboos one after the other in her presence. So after that, when she saw that, when Queen Marisha saw that taboos had been broken, she became so sad, and she was worried, and eventually she suddenly left the palace. She left the palace and went to a forest grove called Ugolaja. She disappeared into Ugolaja. So when the king came from his hunting expedition, the report was made known to him that Queen Narisha had left the palace, and the part of the reason why he was told that her taboos had been broken by other queens. The king was sad, and eventually he didn't know what to do. Then immediately he raised a team of young men who are strong and powerful. Powerful the traditional sense, everything about them. So the king raised that team and marshaled them to go and search for Queen Onoshe. So they went. The team that was from Iloro Quarter. Iloro Quarter is a special habitation for those who are accompanying the Olowo right from Ife till this kingdom was established. So there is a special relationship and court between the king and the Iloro people. So the team was raised among the Iloro people to search for Queen Onoshe. So they went looking for her at the Ugolaja forest. Along the way, they saw on the floor this traditional partnering, maybe this traditional, we call it a kaya, that women usually use to partition their ears. So they saw the eka somewhere on the way. Then they moved forward. They saw Agile in another place after a long distance. They saw Agile too. But as I said earlier, the team, they were powerful as well. Powerful young men, strong and very traditional. So eventually they saw the queen. She appeared to them, and they begged her and entreated her to come back to the palace. But she refused. She said she will never come back to the palace again because her taboos had been broken. So she said now sent the team back to the king, that she would still be of a blessing to the king and to the kingdom at large. That she would be doing that continuously, and that she only had a request. That the request was that the king should institute a festival in her honor. That during the festival, leather drums should never be beaten. That's only Igogo gong. That only Igogo should be beaten. So that gong is where Igogo was derived from. Igogo from Igogo. Hence Igogo festival. And that again, that during the festival, gongs must never be fired. And that nobody should cover his or her hair during the festival. So that was how eventually when the team returned to the palace, they informed the king about the report they had. So that was how the Igogo festival started. During the festival, men are supposed to dress like women.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why, as you can see me now, I have my eyes open. So, plaited of so you see, as you saw yesterday, the chiefs dressing like women with skirt-like dress attire. So that was how the festival started. Yeah, aside from the dancers, we still it usually involves sacrifice to Queen Onoshe and all others. It's a yearly yearly program. So that's why we christen it a festival of love, because it was love that eventually that brought everything about, and it was also spiritual. There's a spiritual angle and there's a love angle to everything. So the Igogo Festival, as I said, has been with us for over 700 years. You can imagine that, and we've been celebrating it, and it has always been a blessing, not only to the king, but to the larger kingdom.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kabiyesi. Because I wouldn't want to take much of your time, because I know you need enough time to rest. I know the ceremony is not ending yet, you still have a lot to do. So, sir, what is the socio-cultural significance and importance of Igogo Festival? We all know it's concept got about 17 days. Market remain, everybody is going to be busy. So what is the socio-cultural importance of this festival in this particular part of the town?
But the socio-cultural aspect of finally is that it's a means of bringing everybody together, a means of contact. You know, during the festival, the generality of the people will see their king. Like maybe before then, not everybody may be able to have the access.
Yes.
Generally, to be seeing the king virtually every day. But during this festival, it's always out. From one courtyard within the palace to another courtyard. You know, where people, generally will come in to have easy contact with the king and the chiefs. You know, it always also afforded us the opportunity to dance for the king and the chiefs to dance around the town. There, you know, a lot of people will see the king. This is a sort of bringing people together. You know, a source of accessibility. A source where people. You know, are people that have traveled outside the kingdom, even to overseas. During this period, they come around to see their families. Family issues are discussed, and issues are sorted out. Problems are solved. You know, so those are finally the social aspect of it. You know, unlike in the past where communities were so closely knitted together. Now, in the modern time, there's expansion, people have moved out. But with this festival, it afforded us another opportunity to be so closely knitted again. You know, where people reminisce their past life so that to move forward. You know, it's an opportunity of family reunion, so to say. That is social aspect. But economically, during this period, you see the business aspect of it moving up. The business booming. You see those who sell foods, drinks, making sales. Virtually all our hotels are fully booked. You know, those who sell artifacts. Those who sell clothes, tailors, designers, you know, people like
even animals being used during the time.
Yes, people buying animals. You know, this is an unfortunate way people prepare foods for the family, for the chieftaincy, for the community, for the street, for everything. You know, it's a period of merriment. So a lot of economic activities. You know, they told those who drink, or those who sell drinks, they make a lot of sales. You know, those who sell food are patronized. The restaurant, they are patronized. And, you know, it's, in the economic aspect of it, it's quite impressive.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, I think my question is going to bring us a little area whereby we talk to our sons and daughters in diaspora. Sir, what are the plans on ground to make Igogo Festival a global participation? That is, a festival that will not just involve the sons and daughters of Owo alone, but other ethnic groups coming in to participate, like globally. Yes. Are there any set down plans for that?
There are. We've been working on it. Right from the time I was enthroned, I made it so clear as a policy that we promote our culture and tradition to meet best global practices, to attract cultural tourists, cultural enthusiasts, and generality of the people, foreign investors, foreign promoters. You know, we are on it. I think the festival this year actually is a clear improvement on the past ones. I think as from next year now, there will be another paradigm movement in terms of the attendance of people, because we are upscaling in promoting the festival globally. You know, even the state government is interested now. The governor of Ondo State, the governor of Ondo State, you know, is from this town. Because he knows the importance of the festival, and that we can have greater and greater impact, not only on us but even in Ondo State. We have seen it that this festival could be a source of revenue generation, if not to the state, and to even economic blessing to the people of the kingdom as well. We are packaging it. We are packaging the festival to attract the world. People are now asking for the date in respect of next year so that they can keep it. You know, those ones. There are people now who wants to have their holidays during this period of the festival. We are already packaging it. By next year, you see a great improvement. And even we are adding modern. We want to showcase improvements to infuse modernity to it. You know, that of this year now, there was hairdo competition. Yes, the wrestling. We have the traditional wrestling part of the festival had already been on over the year. But for this year now, they have been sponsors. I think the best person now wants a motorcycle and a sewing machine and other products. So as from next year now, you will see a lot of improvement, new introductions to the festival, so as to attract global patronage.
What's your okay, so ọ̀rọ̀ láti gbọ́ látẹnu bàbá wa ọlọ́wọ̀ ti ìlú Ọ̀wọ̀. Mo kí àti ká tó fún bàbá láyé láti dàndúrà. A fẹ́ kí bàbá ṣe àdúrà fún àwọn ènìyàn, ní pàtàkì àwọn ọmọ yín tó wà nílùú òyìnbó àtàwọn tó wà níbí, àti ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú adéwà tẹ́ bá lè ṣe ní èdè àbínibí.
Okay, nígbà tí àdúrà díẹ̀ ń sìn, wọ́n ní kí lóye mi tó wà bí àwọn náà tó ṣe àdúrà, torí ipò táwọn náà wà fún àdúrà ní ló wà fún. Àdúrà mi mo ṣe àdúrà ní gidi ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀wọ́ tó pẹ́ kàn àtọ́wọ́ ní agídígídé wọ́n fi tọ̀wáríkà ṣe o tọ̀wáríkà ṣe o tọ̀wáríkà ṣe o lẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe ọdọ́ ni wọ́n ti wọ́dọ́ o wọ́n bá ti nà wọ́ sí tára yóò ké o gbégbé ọmọ ọ̀pọ̀ wọn bá dùn pẹ́ kàn ọ̀wọ́ kalẹ̀ sára wọn àwọn arí jẹ àwọn arí mọ àwọn arí náà àwọn arí lò wọn bá ti dọ́wọ́ légede òkè akayú o àní pòkú wọn wálé o àní pòkú wọn wálé o ọ̀wọ́ kalẹ̀ sára o àìsàn burúkú yìí wò de ọkọ̀ coronavirus ẹ̀rẹ́nẹ́nu pẹ́ńbẹ́ o àìsàn ó kéré ó tóbi ẹ̀rẹ́nẹ́nu pẹ́ńbẹ́ o wọ́n tí wọ́n ká tòrò wọ́n tí wọ́n ká lọ síwájú wọ́n ní dàrú ọmọ ẹ bá fọ wọ́n á dọ̀rọ̀ rú ìṣàbí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀ òwú wọn náà ọkàn padà o ìyé wọn náà kàn padà o owó àdàrú o àríkàjẹ o àrímọ àríná àrílò iléeṣẹ́ náà ní ìdàrú o àdàgbà o àríjẹ o àyànjú o bẹ́ẹ̀ni àti tiẹ̀ ọdọọdọ yìí tà á tiẹ̀ káríkárí ṣẹlẹ̀ yàtọ̀ àtúwọ̀ ká gbé wá o yọmú dọ̀gọ̀ pátápátá ká gbé wá o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo wó yìí alẹ́ yóò wó bá mi wé bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mo jẹ́ fọ̀ báyọ̀ o. Àìgìdì ló bá mi fọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ló bá mi fọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bàmí Adékọ́lá bá ògùn òye kéjì ó bá mi fọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dáṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
Gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ àdúrà yìí ọgbọ́n alúwa yìí gidi Ajíbádé bádé bẹ́ẹ̀ ògùn òye tọ́ èdè òpó yìí àjọ ti gun un ní ìtsọmadé ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọ̀gbàrọ̀ ní sákú tí wàhálà tó ká ní bọ́ wọn máa wáyé òkèèrè tí tùwọ́n ká gbọ́ra wọn kárí rìn o tí wàhálà ìdààmú ní dé bá ń rọ o ọ̀ní yàgùn jẹ́ wọn bọ òtùkàtọ̀kan náà bọ wọn ṣe rọ o tí wọn máa wáyé ìrìn òkèèrè yóò dòkè mẹ́wọ̀n ní jábọ́ ní pàápàá gọ́vnà wa Olúwarótìmí Akérédolú ọdún ayọ̀ ibẹ̀ náà ti dúró tí wọ́n àárín wọn tòun ní í dàrú gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ yóò rò tọ́ka wọn á ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ kí alálẹ̀ yá gbà ń wo dààmú òjòrò kó dìdí èní débà ní gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ àgbàrọ̀ ìwàhálà mà ní dábàrọ̀ dààmú ní ṣètò wọn o àní gbọ́ máa sí ìyàwó àgbàwà àní gbọ́ máa sí ìyàwó alẹ́ ìdídú iyọ̀wọ̀ ìdí àdókè mú tẹ̀wọ̀n àlòkè dì mú o gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ wọn yóò bá òkùtì ń mú ní ṣe wọ́n o iye wa ètò wọn àdìjẹ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ ń o bí ọ̀rọ̀ mà ní dàrú o ikó nẹ́nẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ iná bẹ́ẹ̀ bí yọlọ́wọ́ bá wọ̀ náà ẹ̀ yọlọ́wọ́ wọ̀ náà ẹ̀ yà wọ̀ náà ẹ̀ ó nẹ́nẹ́ bá àdìfọ́ òun gbá o ìjọ òdìfọ́ ó dọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀ òbí ọ̀rọ̀ ní dàrú o bí ọ̀rọ̀ sá o bí ọ̀rọ̀ máa wá náà yóò wá yẹ̀rẹ̀ yá ṣe yìí ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní wàhálà àti tó lé rẹ̀ ní dídàmú àti tó lé rẹ̀ ní jùtòrò ọdún ìwà lẹ́gàn lè yáyé ìlú bá ṣe yìí ọ̀kan náà bá lẹ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ o ọlọ́run ọ̀pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o kí àdúrà ti gbà o.
Ẹ̀wú mọ́ lọ́wọ́ o. Okay, that is a very powerful and mighty prayer from His Imperial Majesty Oba Ajibade Gbadegeshi Ogunye III, the Olowo of Owo, and of course his chief, in particular Chief Olubule. Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate it. Okay, we thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the honor. Thanks for having us here. Or àdúrà ńlá láti gbọ́ láti ẹnu bàbá wa Ọlọ́wọ̀ fúnra wọn àti àwọn olóyè wọn tó ti ṣàdúrà fún gbogbo onílé àti àlejò ní pàtàkì àwọn ọmọ ọ̀wọ̀ nílé àti lóko. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín wípé ẹ ṣé tẹ́ bá àpèrè tẹ́dí láti wo ètò náà fún ti tòní. Àwa nílùú jù báyìí lọ fún ti tòní. Igogo festival ọdún yìí ó ti lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ní àmọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n jẹ́ kó máa yé wa wípé bàbá máa jẹṣu lénìí wọ́n á táwọn nígbà láǹfààní àlè dúró ká jẹ iṣẹ́. Of course, we are going to be staying by, to do that. It's actually part of the merriment. I want to say thank you, but we want to remind all our fans out there that for your media coverage, sponsorship and all of that, OECS Media, we are on ground to give your event that glamour that it needs. The number to call us on is 07049 910279 07049 910279. Special recognition goes to our daddy. He has actually been our guide, taking us around. That is in person of the SA on media and publicity, Sam Adewale. Thank you very much, sir. We are so glad because with you, and of course the PA to the Olowo himself, they have all been of help to us. All the media crew on ground, I want to say thank you so much. I'll see you guys next year for another wonderful Igogo festival. Bye for now.